Hello everyone, John Nielsen with Aroma Chocolates here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. Today we're going to be talking about how to dip chocolates properly so you don't make a huge mess, but instead have some beautiful chocolates that you will be proud to serve to your guests. So, if that sounds like fun, let's get busy and make something sweet. There's two important things that we need when making chocolates, dipping chocolates. First is, well, we need chocolate, right? The second is something to dip in that chocolate. And today, we are going to be dipping vanilla caramels. Chef Daniel has made a beautiful slab of vanilla caramel here. We've got it in our frames. And all we need to do now is to extract it from our frame and cut it up. And we are ready to go. So let's go ahead and get this out of the frame and on to the next step. To extract our caramel from the mold, all we have to do is run our knife along the frame like this and get it separated from the molds. You may have put your caramels in a sheet pan or some sort of baking dish. However you get them out is up to you. This is just how we do it here in our chocolate kitchen. Okay, now that we've got our caramel out of the mold, we're ready for the next step. And this next step is really important because it's going to make your dipping a lot easier and cleaner. What we need to do now is we need to take some tempered chocolate and spread a very thin layer over one side of whatever you're dipping. You don't really need to do this with pretzels, but with something like caramels or whatever, you're going to want to do this because what that layer of chocolate will do is it will help keep whatever you're dipping from sticking to your dipping fork. Okay, to make your chablan layer, there's two things you're going to need. You're going to need chocolate. You don't really need that much chocolate, but you need chocolate, milk or dark, and you also need an offset spatula like this. So to begin, we pour a line of chocolate just like this over one end of our slab, and then we just go about spreading it. Spread it down this way. Now it's going to be very thin. You're going to think, oh, I don't have enough on here. Trust me, you don't need an awful lot to make a chablan on your chocolate slab, on your slab. We're not creating a layer of chocolate here that's going to be seen by anybody. It's going to be on the outside of your chocolate. So this is just to help facilitate an easier dipping. All right, once your chablan layer is set to a plastic state, which means it's dry to the touch, it's not going to stick to your fingers, but it's still flexible, we need to turn it over and start cutting it. So we're going to put our cutting board down on top, and then we're going to flip it over. I just put something under this. This is not necessarily how you have to do it at home, but this is how we do it because we're making such a large layer. Now look how nice and smooth that caramel is right there. This is going to be the top of our caramel. Your next step is going to be to cut your caramels. Now we're using a large roller cutter here, and if I was to push the roller cutter all the way through this caramel, it would stick. So we're not going to do that with this. With our roller cutter, we're just going to score and mark the lines where we're going to cut it. We like to cut our caramels with
a chef knife actually. And so you can do that too. You can make your caramels whatever size you want. We are making these. These are about a 1-inch square. So we're going to cut the slab in half just to make it more manageable for us. You can cut however you want, whatever size you would like. It's totally up to you. And we still have that chablan layer on the bottom here. It's not very pretty, but you're not going to see it, and that's quite all right. It suggests a 1-inch size piece. Just makes it nice and bite-sized. It's not too little, not too big. Okay, so now we've got our bowl of tempered chocolate. This is milk chocolate we're using. And we have a dipping fork. We've got our caramels cut. So to dip these, we will take our chocolate that we're dipping, our center that we are dipping, we're going to turn it upside down. And we're going to drop it into the chocolate with that chocolate chablan layer facing up. Take your dipping fork, push down on one side. As you can see, it rolls over onto your fork. And now it is completely covered in chocolate. You lift it up, shake off a little bit of that chocolate, tap it on the side over here, get an extra chocolate off. You can tap it as much as you want, scrape it off, and we'll let it slide off the fork. That's why we've got that chablan layer on there. Slide off the fork right onto your sheet so that it'll set. We'll try it again. Here's our chocolate center, our caramel. Turn it upside down, drop it into the chocolate, push it down and under it. Now it's right side up with that chablan layer on the bottom. Get rid of the chocolate, tap it off, wipe off the excess, and let it slide off your fork onto the paper. Let the chocolate do its job and put whatever design. Now we're going to put a little transfer on this one. Put whatever design you want onto it. And just push that on there. And there you have it. Again, that chablan layer that we put on before we cut the caramels is facilitating in an easy slide off of your fork. If you didn't have that on there, it would be a little harder to slide off. And then occasionally wipe off your fork so it's nice and clean, so that you don't get chocolate setting on your fork and then making it harder to dip your chocolates and get them to slide off. Now you're going to know that you've been going too fast if your chocolate leaves feet. What I mean by feet is down here at the bottom, you'll see the chocolates flared out off of the bottom like that a lot. That means you moved around an awful lot and you didn't let it slide off and do its thing. So to avoid that, just go slow. Let the chocolate do its job. Let gravity do its job so that when it slides off the fork, as it hits there, just slide off and up, and there you're good to go. Make a design on that funny one too. Well, there you have it. Your chocolates are done. That is how you dip chocolate so you don't have a mess and you have something beautiful to share with your family and friends. We do things a little differently here at Aroma Chocolates. We don't hand dip, but we have an enrober which does our dipping for us, and we can do a lot at one time. But for those of you making chocolates at home, this is the way you want to go. And if you follow these directions and have a little bit of patience, you're going to have beautiful chocolates like this, and you will be very happy with your results. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I hope you have a sweet day.